All right, everybody. Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads. Welcome to the call on Just Sold Marketing. We got some awesome stuff today, some brand new things that are going to actually make your lead generation with a Just Sold listing. And this could be your listing, could also be let me rephrase that. This could be where you're the listing agent or where you're the selling agent. So we have clients that will actually add a listing where their buyers recently bought the property. You can add that to Listings to Leads and actually get a lot of this good stuff done, get some more listings from it. Clients even add listings that are pending into their account and start from there. But either way, for Just Sold Marketing, where we're going to get more listings out of it, that is the goal for today. So go ahead and comment in. Either let me know where you're coming in from. Let me know if you got a Just Sold listing. And if you want to, you can log in. If you got two monitors like I do, maybe you can watch on one and log in on another. Get some of this done with me, or you can watch the recording if needed, where you can then pause the recording, take the action, pause the recording, take the action, do it that way as well. That's awesome for you as a option. So let me know again. Go ahead and let me know where you're coming in from. Let's get excited because we are going to get some leads, and I'm going to show you a brand new, and I put the link into the chat. I'll show you where it is in the mastermind group here. In fact, I'll show that to you right now. And because this is pretty new, and I just had a client this morning tell me she's got 2 requests for custom presentations from her seller leads. She was using a PDF guide from one of our previous calls this week that she implemented right away. And she literally got 2 seller leads requesting custom presentations of the 100-point home marketing plan, which is absolutely awesome. And so here you're going to see in the mastermind group, if you're watching the recording, search Just Sold Marketing for more listings and find the post from today, which is November 7th? Yeah, November 7th. And here we say new custom questions in the Facebook lead ads are already producing results. And I'm going to be walking through that today. And I'm going to show you how to use them. So easy. We got actually quite a few new questions that you can ask so that when people are clicking your ads, the question that you select is going to dictate your follow-up. And so in this post right here, and we actually got here, let me show you the screenshots. If I scroll down, so for example, this is an example of the ad. I'll make it a little bit bigger so we can see it. So this is talking about another home sold in Folsom, California. The secret, my 100+ point home marketing plan. And that's what you get with Listings to Leads. Not only do you get the marketing tools to make that happen, but you get the actual presentation that you can share with people to show them what it is that you're going to be doing. Had a client a couple of weeks ago told me she did a listing presentation, brand new agent, used it for a listing presentation and had the homeowners, now sellers, ask where do they sign before she even mentioned it to them. So fabulous. Continuing with the ad here, proven to attract more buyers, generate stronger offers, and sell homes faster, even in today's market. Curious how it could work for your home? Tap below to see the plan that sold this home and get your customized version free. You can see the ad image says just sold in Folsom. My 100-point home marketing plan got this home sold, and people click. And when they click, this is the lead form. Name, email, phone number is on the second part, but the first part of the lead form is going to ask them, what is your time frame to sell? And then the second question there, see how my 100+ point home marketing plan works for your home. So now they saw this teased in the ad. Then they see it now in the lead form, so they can respond, yes, please, yes, and customize for my home, or not right now. And so the client on this morning's call mentioned to me that she got 2 people already saying, yes, please, and customize for my home. So that's awesome. But then that begs the question, then what? Because in Facebook does not allow to collect addresses. Now, you can use different services to plug in the phone number, the email, and the name to find out the property address. So there's different resources for that you might have available from your MLS. Some people even use the white pages, plug in a phone number and an email. A lot of times, if you just plug in a phone number into Google, you can find an address associated with that person. So that can work as well, but there's other resources. But regardless, for the follow-up, I got some suggested follow-up right here. We'll come back to this a little bit later, but you can see here, there is a quick follow-up that we want to get out as quickly as possible. What I would do is, because you're going to have their phone number. So when you generate leads, you're going to get an email, and in the email will be the name, the email, the phone number. So you can literally tap the phone number in the lead notification that you get from us and select from your phone, depending on your phone. Most phones allow this, and do send text. Worst case scenario, copy the phone number, drop it into a text, and then send this as quickly as possible. All right. So it might say, "Hi, Robert. Thank you for checking out my 100-point home marketing plan. I'll customize your plan based on your home and area. So it's specific, not generic. What's the property address you'd like me to use?" And then if you have it set up, and I'll show you how to do this, include a screenshot of the marketing plan so they can get a little flavor for it. It'll make them a little bit more excited if they see an image of either somebody else's or the generic one from your listings to leads account. So I'll show you how that works. And then there's a couple of follow-up text and / email. So these could be emails, they could be texts, they could be a phone call. All the above is the right answer. So we want to be able to, when we're responding, when we're following up with our leads, we want an all of the above approach. I want to make sure that I got the AI text turned on, but I also don't want to be passive about it. I still, especially if they say they want it customized for their home off this ad, I want to be able to get back to them as quickly as possible. All right. Let me know if that sounds good. Let me know if you get the power of that, because that is so powerful. In listings to leads, go ahead and I'm going to click on the listings tab over here on the left-hand side. If you've got a recently sold listing that's not in your account, you may have signed up recently and you had a listing sold last month. You may have, just for whatever reason, the listing never got into your account. If you need to add a sold listing, click add listing in manual. You have to add it manually. We can't pull in or grab a sold listing. Change the status to either just sold listing agent or just sold selling agent. So depending on, were you the buyer's agent, then you would be the selling agent. Did you represent the homeowner? Was it your listing? Then you're the listing agent. And I'm not going to go through this because this is something that either support can help you with, or it's pretty doggone easy. You're going to add the information, click save and add photos. On the next screen, the third screen, you'll add in the seller's name and email. Highly recommend that you do that, because you'll see throughout this call today, there are a few tools that are absolutely a gold mine to get to the seller, something for them to put on their Facebook page, something for them to share via email, promoting the fact that you either got their home sold, or if you're the selling agent representing the buyer, that you help them buy their new home. All right. So we see more people coming in. Good. And welcome again. Go ahead and type into the control panel to the chat where you're coming in from, and we will get to it. You're going to want to watch the recording, because I think we started off strong talking about ads and custom questions. I'm going to walk through that now. So I've got a couple of listings, and I've got just sold selling agent right here and just sold listing agent. All right. So Joanne, welcome from Atlanta. Nika, welcome from Fort Lauderdale. I love Fort Lauderdale. I love Atlanta. I don't know that I've ever been to Cape Cod. I've been to Boston, and I'm actually from Flint, Michigan, so I know Detroit. I love Spectacles. There's a beautiful hotel in Detroit right on in the downtown area called Spectacles. It's like a 1930s, I say refurbished, that's not the right word, remodeled maybe, but with the 30s kind of a vibe. Very cool hotel. Randy, I don't know if you know that place or not, but either way, here are the two sold listings I got. We're going to walk through just sold, listing agent. They both work the same way. The language is a little bit different, obviously, because when you're the selling agent, you didn't sell, well, you know what I mean. When you represent the buyers, that's different language, right? You're not going to say, "Oh, I sold this home with my 100-point home marketing plan." It's more, I help my buyers get into their new home. So the language is going to be appropriate. And can we do just sold for new home construction? Tina, I don't know. That's a good question. Normally, if you sold it, if you're the listing agent or you brought the buyer, I don't know why not. I mean, if you had nothing to do with it, you could maybe. I might ask the developer or the builder, but if you represented the buyer, then yeah, sure, why not? Just add it to your account like I just mentioned and just mark it as just sold selling agent. I think you'll be good to go. And Tina, real quickly, and for everybody, I'm gonna back up. But Tina, because blah, this looks like you already commented. So yeah, Tina, to your question earlier today from our 7 o'clock call, I put in I thought about it more, Tina. And so I put in the better follow-up for you. So I gave you 3 follow-ups to be able to try and get their home address. Okay. So take a look at that a little bit later, Tina. For everybody else, sorry for the non sequitur right there, but Tina and I were talking about that a little bit earlier today. And just sold listing agent, I'm going to click on the green market listing button. You will be dropped into the overview. I'm going to come back later to the step-by-step guide, but this is really useful. This is nice because this is as if we were sitting next to each other and I was walking you through everything. It's not a support post, but it's more of a conversational explanatory something or other post. We got a checklist, which some people find very useful. We got that little video walkthrough showing you what's going on, but let's go at it because we have a lot to cover today. And the Facebook and Instagram ads, if you've been with us for a while, please pay attention. I want everyone to pay attention, but some of you may have been with us and I don't want you sleeping on this because this is so critical. This can absolutely help you engage people at a much higher level. Because typically when people respond to an ad, if it's of a listing, they're probably not interested in that particular listing. And if it's just sold, they're curious about that property having just sold. So they just want to get a little bit of information and maybe compare it to their home, just see how good was it. What did the pictures look like? What does it look like in the inside? Because they're going to be thinking about selling their home. But if we can make this ad a lot more engaging and ask the right questions and then pair our follow up with that, we're going to have much better results. All right. So check this out. Pay attention, please. It's super easy, but if you're not paying attention, you're going to get lost and then you're not going to find it easy. And Tina has done it. And so I'm not going to say if Tina can do it, anybody can do it. But if Tina can do it, I know all of you on this call can do it as well. So we brought in the Facebook platform into Listings to Leads. You don't need to go to Facebook. It'll autofill the location, especially for seller leads. Don't change that. Just leave them. Radius 15 miles, leave it. Lifetime budget of $50. You really got to bump it up. All right. Generating 5 leads is like a bare minimum. If any of Alex Hormozy, right, what does he talk about? He talks about, it's not about just taking massive action, but it's about really, you got to, how do I phrase this? You got to bring in the numbers. All right. Everything is a numbers game, whether it's mail. One of our clients, Corey, we were talking about mailing. He's now getting a listing a week from mailing. Sounds phenomenal until you realize he's literally doing hundreds of letters a day. And it took him 4 months to get to the point where he started actually getting any listings. Most people, 98% of the people would have given up. 99% of the people would have never even started at that level like he did. And if you're just doing 4 to 5 letters or 4 to 5 this or a couple of this at a time haphazardly, that's why most people don't get results. So we want to try to bump that up and make sure that we are putting enough gas in the engine. So for seller leads, I like to be in at $100, and I want to be trying to do it every week for the seller leads here. And I'm telling you, you're going to get better engagement if you pay attention to this next point. Okay. So before I get into the image, I'm going to scroll down, and under advanced options, there's just one thing I want you to do. Just one thing. Open it up. There's a button called Create New Form. It's that nice, beautiful green button right there. You're not going to miss it. Click on it. And we're going to change, or at least look at, the questions that are being asked in the lead form. Why is that? Because based on the questions and the response to them, our follow-up is going to be dictated. So you need to really dial this in, and we've got this all done for you. All you need to do is open the questions up. Name, email, phone number are always going to be, and don't change those. We want to collect that. All right. In the lead form over here on the right, full name, email, and phone. We want that. And then if I go to the first part of the lead form, I just click from 2 to 1 right there. You'll see it says, what is your time frame to sell? And the second question is, and you may like it, you may leave it, but at least you'll know what it is. Would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? Great question. We got a few others that you may consider. I'm going to scroll down, and you're going to see here all the different options. Get your home's value plus instant cash offer. That could be the second question. Find out your home's market value and buyer demand. That could be the second question. This is the one that's turned on right now. You could have check your home's value and selling options, no obligation. See how AI can help you sell faster for top dollar. I like that one a lot. I think that's a great one. I think this one's a good one if you want that one. And would you like to be notified? Nah. See how my 100 plus point home marketing works for your home. Let me scroll up there. I'm going to turn that one on. And for all of these, if you scroll over the mouse, if you mouse over the question mark, like you saw what I just did there, right? Boom. The options for this question in the lead form are yes, please. Yes, and please customize for my home. Not right now. So people are going to, when they click on your ad, just like you saw in the screenshot earlier, this will be the first thing they see. They're going to select under what is your time frame to sell, just thinking 1 to 3, 3 to 6. And then right here, see how my 100 plus point home marketing plan works for your home. It's going to be yes, please. Yes, and customize for my home, or no, or not at this time. One of 3 options. If they say yes or yes, customize for my home, that is awesome. All right. That is awesome. And we'll walk through in a little bit the response to that. So once you select, and you don't want more than 3 on the first part right there. If you've got 3 or more, your lead totals are going to just fall off the earth, because people are going to start feeling like you're quizzing them, you're testing them. Like, how long does this go on for? So having 2 is the perfect number, I think. So again, I've got what is your time frame to sell right there. And I like that one. And then I've got see how my 100 plus point home marketing plan works for your home. I will click the green create form. I will close advanced options. And now here we go. Now in my ad, I actually had changed the ad copy a little bit, because I want everything to flow through that second question. All right. Because that's going to be just calling somebody up and saying, oh, I saw that you're just thinking about selling your home. That's okay follow up. But if your follow up is, oh, I saw that if you got the right price, you'd be open to selling your home in the near future. What price are you thinking about? That's phenomenal follow up, because they said, yeah, if you had that question and they said yes to it, then your follow up will reflect that, and you're going to have stronger engagement. if your second question was, see how AI can help sell your home faster, and they said yes to that, now my follow-up will be along the lines of, you clicked on my ad for the just sold property in Folsom, California, or just in Folsom, and that you were interested in finding out how AI can help you sell your home faster for top dollar. There are some phenomenal ways that AI can help you do that. Let me know when you have a few minutes to talk, and I'll walk you through some of the key ways. And then if it's interesting, I can come by and actually show you and give you some ideas for your particular home on how we can use not only my 100-point home marketing plan, but AI to help make your home sell faster. So we're going to incorporate the response, if it's in the affirmative, to that second question into our follow-up. Does that make sense for everybody? You see how powerful this can be? Because the more our follow-up relates to what they are interested in or what they want, the more likely we are to get a hold of them, and the more likely are to get that listing if and when they sell. So that's why that second question can be so important, or not why it can be, why it is. And so in the text, the default text here is, another home in Folsom, California just sold. Your home's value has been affected by this home being sold. And I could even leave that right there. But I could also just change that and just say, my 100 plus point home marketing plan got more views, buyers, and sold for top, and just be appropriate for that listing and that transaction. Click below to see this home's photos, details, and request your copy of this. And I might change, click to tap below to see this home's photos, details, and more. You'll actually be able to see the screenshot of the one I've got on the Facebook Mastermind group. You can just copy from that one, edit it as appropriate for your situation. And then for the image, you're going to notice just sold in Folsom. And I changed that copy right there. All right. I changed that copy to read, my 100-point home marketing plan got this home sold. Because again, I want everything reinforcing that same message. I want to attract people that are interested in getting this plan. So if they see it in the text, then they see it in the image, they see it in the question in the lead form, they're dialed in, they're acclimated to it. And then in my follow-up, I'm going to get better follow-up with that. All right. So Tina, I'm going to show you that. So Tina says, how do you change the colors? I'm going to show you right now how to change the colors, how to change the text, and even how to change the image in this template. You could also upload a Canva image. You could upload a video, fully customizable. So right now, for your own custom images or video, click right here, change image and video. For just changing this template, go change template. And there's 21 different templates below, but I like the one with the image on top and 3 below it. And there's a little edit icon. We're actually making this a little bit more obvious soon, but for now, click on the edit icon in the upper left. And then to change the color. Now, I use red because it just pops more, especially on Facebook. And I can change the tone of the red. I don't like it too bright. I like that more of a cherry red. And then I like it a little bit see-through. So you can see how I can change that slider. So I like it just a little bit off the right edge. So we got that. And then to change the text, right here, edit text. And I've got my 100-point home marketing plan got this home sold. Or I could do, see how AI got this home sold faster for top dollar. In one of the recent trainings that we did, we talked about how, let's say, for example, you got a home and it's got a nice backyard. You could use AI, upload a photograph of the backyard It could take your photographer's photo and upload it to ChatGPT. I've done examples of this in live trainings before, and it's just amazing. Upload that backyard into ChatGPT and say, please put a pool in this backyard, but don't change anything else. Boom. ChatGPT will spit out a picture. Everything else will look perfect. And now you got a pool. You could say, please upgrade the landscaping to look beautiful. So it's got beautiful curb appeal in the front. All right. Because maybe the property just has a plain front. Boom. You're going to get a beautiful photo from ChatGPT. You can include this in your marketing because most people are they're not very imaginative when they're walking through a home that's a little bit plain or understated or maybe a little bit neglected or just not up to a beautiful standard that would really help it sell. But we can now use AI, and even ChatGPT can do this, let alone some even more powerful programs. But I have shown just uploading, or if the house is empty, or maybe the house is a little bit cluttered or whatever it's going to be. Maybe it's got very dated furniture, and you can upload the image into ChatGPT and say, don't change anything else in this image of the living room or of the kitchen, but put in a modern white cabinets and a modern stove into this kitchen, but leave everything else the exact same. And so you can start virtually staging your photos. And then when you upload them into whether it's the MLS or Zillow or Listings to Leads, mark in the description which photos, whether it's under the photo itself. Some programs may have a way of labeling the photos as AI generated, but be upfront about it. We're not trying to be tricky. All we're trying to do is help the potential buyers, get a visual for how would that home look like with a pool in the backyard? How would that home look like if it had a nice barbecue area? So that right there is just one quick, easy way of using AI to help a home sell faster and for top dollar. All right, everybody clear on that? And if we make sure the text, the image, and that question all relate to each other, we're going to attract the people that are more interested in that. And then because they are more interested in that, and if our follow-up addresses that and acknowledges that, we're going to get better leads, and we're going to get better engagement, and we're going to get more listings. So please tell me you understand this, because this is really such a powerful way to make sure we're going to spend our money in a way that we've got the best opportunity to connect with these people clicking our ads. We're going to attract better people, and we're going to have better follow-up. All right. So Robert, you get that? I can retarget. I can do a custom audience. If you've got your pixel and Listings to Leads, that'll be a part of it as well. I'll click advanced options and just show you. 99% of you don't need to come into here, but you'll see, right? You can add interest, placement, you got your conversion pixel. There's other things that you can mess with, but most of you don't need to. If your pixel is in Listings to Leads, we'll automatically add it to the ads. And just click create ad. You're good to go. So there's really, in my mind, there's no right or wrong second question. There's a few that I like better than the others, but you're gonna have to select which one you think works best for you, and have your response ready so that it's going to mirror that, match that, and acknowledge that. And if you again edit the text a little bit to mention it, maybe edit the image, go into the mastermind group, put a screenshot or ask a question. Hey, I've got a just sold listing and I really want to ask this question in the lead form. How should I edit my copy and what should I put in the image? All right, let us help you. I love that kind of stuff. Take a screenshot of your listing and let's take a look at it, and let's make sure that you're getting the most bang for your buck. All right, next up, social media post. And I like to edit this image. I'm going to click edit image. For the post, I like the sideways, because for the post, it's going to be more landscape. So I like to come in here and use the sideways and just close it. And I might just copy and paste the text from the post into here, or from the ad into here, just so the ad and the post work together. Click post now, click schedule. The post and the ad are both going to drop people off. I'll show you an example here. They're going to drop off on the single property website like this. So I got a video. I've got another video talking about how I market homes with my 100-point home marketing plan. I've got a property description that talks about my 100-point home marketing plan, because it's once a listing is pending or sold, and I've got a training on this, and I'll point you in the right direction. I got 3D tour, photos, community video. You do not want to be sending people to your IDX. You want to send them there. And if you got the capability, you can edit that single property website to be an absolute showcase of not only the amazing marketing that you are hopefully doing, but also how you get homes sold and so on. So social media. Now, I've got a post that will walk you through Instagram Reels and TikTok. So we'll get to that a little bit later. So we'll keep that in mind. Next up is a request for review. Definitely take advantage of this. You've got a client review website with listings to leads. We can pull reviews from Google, Testimonial Tree, Zillow. You can add reviews manually to it, and you get an amazing client review website. Click here, client reviews. And I would want to send this to my clients. If I want to collect those reviews on Google, if you don't have another email already prepared, just change this link to your Google link, or change it to Testimonial Tree, change it to whatever. But if you don't, and they click this link, we've got a review collection facility where the seller or the buyer would click the link, they leave the review, you will get a notification. You should try it out once. Send it to yourself, try it out, and then you'll get a notification that, hey, Robert just left you a review, and it will take you to a link to where log into your account. It'll take you right to the spot where you can review it, and then you can accept it or delete it, right? If you don't want it displaying, you can delete it. We're not like Google. And even if you have Google reviews coming in, you can turn them on or off. In fact, I got to do a video on the client review website. It's pretty powerful. Very cool. Next up, we want to get this to the seller. We want that seller. All right. We want that seller putting this post on their Facebook page, because I want everyone that they are connected to see that I got their home sold. Of course you do, right? Who wouldn't? So I'm going to click the green button. It may say add seller info, or it may say send a seller. Either way, click the green button. If you need to, add their email and salutation. Click send and get that to the seller. And when the seller gets it, it's going to look just like this. There'll be a little blurb that will say, in fact, let me go find it here. Give me a second and I will bring it over. There we go. All right. That's the email. So this is the version I get. And then the version the seller is going to get will just start off with dear, their name, your home has sold, and people want to know, let everyone know the market is doing well. We are getting home sold. And it's just, they'll see an example of it right here. It'll have your listing to lead signature below. And they just take this, put it on their page, and we get people getting listings from this. When they put it on their page, what you want to do is you want to go and I would leave a comment if appropriate. All right. As long as nothing bad happened in that transaction, I would want to make sure I go like the post on their page, leave a quick comment like, a pleasure working with you, nothing too complicated, because that way, when their friends and family and everybody else starts commenting on it, they may leave a question or comment that's appropriate for you to reply to or to comment on. And that's a great way to get people engaged with on Facebook. So get that email to them. And for the selling agents, you got the same thing, but it's going to say something to the effect of that they bought the home, not that they sold it. Do the same for the email. So put their email and name in there, send it. And when you send these to the seller, the next thing you're going to want to do is call the seller up, and call them up when you know it's going to be a good time to call them and just say something like, "Hey, Tina, hey, you know what? It is awesome working with you to get your property sold. I'm very excited for you on the next chapter of your life. I sent you something. If you don't mind, I would just love for you to put that on your Facebook page to let people know that we helped you get your home sold." If you had a good transaction, of course they're going to do that for you. All right. Of course they're going to do that for you. And so I would just say, I sent you something to put on your Facebook page and share via email if you'd be so kind to do that. Because again, I just want to make sure to let people know how great it was to work with you and that homes are selling in the area. So let me know if you have any questions on that. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overthink it. If you had a good transaction with the seller, they will more than likely do that. And that is absolute gold. Just like the post will go to the single property website, their friends are going to get the email. They're going to click. They go to your property website. They're going to see your contact information in the email. They're going to see your contact information here. And here they can get your 100-point home marketing plan. So we got that built in. All of this is automated. I can have other content. And they can even download PDF guides. There's so much great stuff right here. Sometimes you may think you get a random email from us, and it will say something like, "Frank Zapora downloaded your ultimate guide to buying a home." You're gonna be like, "What? I didn't do any ad for it." It'll let you know if you actually look in the email, in the notification. It'll let you know where it came from, but you're just not used to seeing it, so you may just be a little bit confused. So, I don't say every so often, but sometimes people, and especially if you get this to the seller and the e-flyer to your database, people will just be clicking around. They can get a home value. So right there, check that out. Look at that. This form came up automatically. And now their friends, because the seller sent out that email, their friends can now get their home value, a PDF guide, whatever, right from the e-flyer, just like from the post. All right. Now, this right here, this is the nearby homeowner letter. Was talking to a client last week. He just got a listing from this, and you can download in JPEG if you want to mail it out with a service like Mailbox Power. Thanks IO. We got the PDF if you want to print it up and mail it yourself. It does sit in an editor, so I can do a little bit of editing if I want to. For best results, don't edit it too much. The least amount of edits, the better. And in fact, most clients don't even edit it at all. The goal of this right here, I would either door knock around that listing if you're in a neighborhood. All right. And this is a phenomenal. Oh my God. So yeah, I have a client, he gets listings. A lot of clients get listings regularly from this thing. Just had a client about a month ago. She was in the mastermind group. Someone came in and they said, "These letters don't work." And I said, "If you don't mind, post a screenshot. Let's just take a quick look at it." And he had edited the letter so badly. All right. So many agents just love putting their picture on the top and all their logos, and he added all this great information about how wonderful he was and blah 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 blah, and that's what it looked like, blah 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 blah. It looked awful. And then another agent came in. She goes, "If you just use it as it is," she goes, "I get listings regularly using this letter, and the best way to use this letter for most people is use it once while it's listed for sale, so just listed and then just sold, or open house and just sold. Whether you want to mail it, whether you want to door knock, I would do 100 homes minimum. And this works. This absolutely works. Now, the one thing about mailing is you do not want to use a service that's going to make it look like it was done on a machine. If you're going to use a service, I recommend, some people call it Z Air Mail, which I don't think it's called that. I think it's called Zaire Mail, but it's ZAIR mail.com. So ZAIR, so Z Air Mail, but I think it's called Zaire Mail. Zaire, maybe Zaire Mail, maybe Zaire Mail. I don't know. I'll tell you what, I'll put the link in here. This is a service that Dustin Fox uses. And the reason I suggest it is you don't need a monthly subscription. It's just you get an account, you log in, you upload the letter, you upload your list, you mail it out. They can do a first class stamp and they can do handwritten font on the envelope. Now, it is better, and this is what top producers do. This is what the top people do. They will have either an assistant, a son, a daughter, a relative, or themselves. I talked to a top agent who said when he first got started with this, he would spend a couple of hours a day getting these letters handwritten. I'm hand signed and then hand addressed because he was serious about it. All right. If you're just not going to do it or you're going to be half ass about it, then those are the kind of results that you get. But again, it's best to use it twice over the course of a listing. Or if maybe you haven't done this before, this is your first time, I would do the letter, do the just sold, and then maybe do another mailing or another door knocking 3 weeks later. So that way you can get a couple to those people. You could do the 100-point home marketing plan. All right. You could send the letter as is the first time and then come in here. Right here. Here's that letter. Like I mentioned, it does sit in an editor. So I can click the little edit icon and just sold with our 100 plus point home marketing plan in 34 days. And I might make that not bold. Too much bold is a little bit distracting. So you want to be judicious about how much you bold. And I might just pop that, just make it look pretty. I'm just formatting it so it's a little bit more balanced. And there we go. So I could actually send this letter, the just sold letter, edit it a little bit for the second mailing. And that way it's not the exact same thing. So there's a little bit more to it, a little bit more explanatory. And then send it out twice if I didn't send it out once previously. Because a lot of things, it's the repetition. It's not just doing it once, it's actually doing it a couple of times. That is the key. And there we go. So now maybe they got the letter the first time. Maybe you did it at just listed or open house. Phenomenal if you did. Now you want to hit those same homes, the same list. Don't do another list. Do the same list. And if you're tempted to do 300 or 400 or 500, I would recommend doing what I just said. Do it once for 200 and then do an edited version where you add a little bit more information to those same homes 3 weeks later. Okay. Any questions on that? Because this is such a powerful, now if you door knocking is awesome. In fact, if I door knock, I may take the list, this is the expired version, but I may print up the listing presentation from my Listings to Leads account, take one copy with me. I was talking to an agent and what she said she did is she would door knock with one copy. And if she talked to somebody, she would show them this and she would say, yeah, I got a 100-point home marketing plan. And for people that were interested, she would say, well, I got one copy. What's your phone number? And I'll send you a text of the digital version so that you can take a look at it. What a great way to better engage homeowners. You could even include the print flyer for that. And I'll show you where that is with the letter if you're door knocking. So you could print up maybe 100 copies of this, and then you could print up maybe one copy of the letter, and they could literally scan the QR code on the print flyer for the 100-point home marketing plan, and they could download it from there. So there's a few different ways of doing this. But the key is, how are we going to engage homeowners, right? How do we engage homeowners in all of these, the ad, the post, the post is like marginal because it's only people on your Facebook group are going to see it. If you got a great group, phenomenal. But the ad is going to be great. The stuff for the seller will be great. The nearby homeowner letter is great. We've got postcards. We got door hangers. These postcards are awesome. You could download the PDF or JPEG. So for example, maybe I want to take that JPEG and it doesn't matter. If you're using Mailbox Power, use that one. If everything else, use this one. And I could take that to Canva. I could edit it a little bit, but these are awesome. And the simplicity is part of it. Just sold, visit the URL or text for instant access, all photo details and more. But again, I can take that into Canva, edit it however I want. And then we got the QR code that people can scan on the back of it, the back of that postcard. Let me close all these. On the back side right here, your home's value has been affected by this home being sold. I'd like to invite you to find out your new home value at, and it gives a URL, but it also gives a text code, which is really cool. If somebody sends a text to that, in fact, here, I'll drop it in here. I'll drop it into the chat. Try it out a little later, and it engages in a conversation, and the people that use it love it. And just like you saw earlier, when someone scans the QR code on the front of that postcard or door hanger, on the single property website for the pending and just sold listings, the default lead form is get your home value. So they're going to get that either way. Can we use a home? Tina, of course. Yeah, completely recommend it. If you want, hold on at the end of this call. I'll talk about that. If you got phone numbers, so if you're using My Plus Leads or RedX, we got a great circle prospecting script. There's a version when you use a letter, postcard, or door hanger, and when you don't. Take a look at that. But again, top agents, what do? They do an all of the above type of approach. So they're going to want to either door knock or mail. Again, if they're going to mail, they're going to do it so it looks like a personal piece of mail dropped into that homeowner's mailbox. And then they're going to call. So they're going to be able to call through. We got a phenomenal script. It's essentially a did you know script. Did you get my postcard? Did you get my letter? Did you know? Did you know that 1015 Folsom just sold? Because you're just right around the corner from that. Your home value has changed. And I'm going to be sending off some home value estimates. Is tina@gmail.com still your best email address? Because you've got it from Mailbox Power or My Plus Leads or RedX. So you're calling, did you get, now if you didn't send it out, then it's going to be just a, did you know? All right. Hey, Tina, this is Scott with XYZ Realty and 1015 Folsom around the corner from you just sold. Did you know that because it's sold, your home value has changed? I'm going to be putting some home value reports together a little bit later today for some clients right around you. Is tina@gmail.com still your best email? I would love to send you a copy. Oh, yeah. No, actually, it's tina@XYZ Realty is my best email. Or not XYZ Realty, she's an agent. At xyzinc.com is my best email. Can you send it there instead? But of course, you're never going to have that conversation if you're not circle prospecting. And when you layer all of this stuff on together, they got the letter, or they got the postcard, or they got the door hanger. Then they got a call. They may have seen the ad, the post, the email from the seller. Maybe they saw the post on the seller's page. So the more of this you do, the more of it they potentially see, the better results we're going to get. And perfect. Next up is the e-flyer for your database. This is perfect as well, fully editable. But what we're doing here is we got a beautiful slideshow. So we got the first 5 photos of the listing, right? Beautiful. I've seen e-flyers from other agents and they're okay. They're very utilitarian. I think this one's just, especially if you got good photos, you can under edit photos, you can rearrange the photos. So you got the best 5 first. And then that way it tells a beautiful story. I see the front of the house, or in this case, the front of the house. I see the beautiful kitchen. I see the beautiful living room. Now, maybe if you're taking awful photos, you don't want to share that. I get that. And then we got the backyard. And then it's going to rotate through. Perfect. Below, and that's going to link to the single property website. So you see how all of this is integrated. And the better you get at your marketing, the better it gets. And then automatically, your home's value has been affected by this home being sold. Automatically, that will link to the landing page. And then at the bottom is your listing lead signature, fully customizable. I've got that going to my 100-point home marketing plan. so people can see it. And then here's my client review website. Check this out. So in one email, my database has so many ways of engaging me. It's just ridiculous. So to send it out through listings to leads, then you can change the subject line, right? I can click edit and I can change whatever text I want. Maybe I want it to read a little bit differently. Go for it. I can change the subject line, but I can send it through listings to leads. So I'll send that to all of my buyer and seller leads. I want my buyers to see properties are selling. So I would send this to my buyer leads. And of course, I want my seller leads and homeowners to know, because they may be thinking about selling and I want them to see how awesome I am. So I would send that to them. There's a preview, send test email. And if I want to, I can also send it either via copy code out of my CRM. And I'll show you an example of that in a second here. Or it's just as easy. If you just click in here and just copy the whole thing, select Command A, Control A, Command C, and I will pretend that this is your CRM. So this could be Lofty, Sierra, Constant Contact, Follow Up Boss. Just go to where you send out an email to your people. And I'll say just sold in Folsom. I could say another home, just sold in Folsom. Hit next. And you just paste it into the editor. So here's the editor, and just copy it in there or paste it in there. And you're going to notice everything looks perfect. Look at that. I got my slideshow. I got the home value part of it. I got my signature at the bottom. All right. Oh, home team. So there's my signature, my profile picture, and I can send it through my own database. All right. Yeah, Tina, we'll totally get to that. That's awesome. Database call script. You want to make sure you're calling through your database. Very similar to the circle prospecting. It is did you get the e-flyer? We want to lead off with the e-flyer first, because then when we drop a call, the ones that are going to be interested in talking, they're going to likely have seen the email, and now they're going to see the fact that we're calling. And so if they don't pick up, they don't pick up, but at least they know that we tried. If we do have a conversation with somebody, it's a great conversation, because this is a home that just sold, whether I was the listing or the selling agent. So it's absolutely phenomenal. Hey, just want to let you know that another home sold in Folsom at 1015 Riley Street, not too far away from you, or maybe it is far away from them, but I sent an email with the link to the property website with all the photos, and I just want to make sure you got it. All right. Now, if they own a home near that listing, here's one version. Your home's value has been affected by this home being sold. And because of this, I will be preparing an updated home value estimate for your home. Is tina@gmail.com the best email to send that to? Or if they don't own a home in the farm area, then you got another version. And if they're a buyer lead, then you can just don't use either one of these versions. All right. Short form video script, absolutely free. You got to make sure that you let people know. We got to let as many people know as possible that you got that property sold. And I might incorporate my 100-point home marketing plan in here. So in the video that I'm going to do, it may be something along the lines of, everybody in Folsom, we just got 1015 Raleigh Street sold with our 100+ point home marketing plan that got this home in front of 54,000 people, both online and through our database. You can get all the photos and details by texting 37349 to 25678, or just DM comment below. This is a beautiful property in Whitney Oaks on a corner lot with an updated kitchen. Absolutely beautiful. But now that this home is sold, you may be curious about your current home value. Just go to california.freehomevalues.net to get your updated home value estimate now. I think you can also just DM or comment below, and I can get it to you as quickly as possible. And then boom, just finished it up. Super easy script, super easy. And if I go down here, there's really nothing else here relevant for just sold because you're probably not going to be able to do a sign writer. That's great for the pending. When your listing goes pending, you want to make sure that sign writer is out there. Oh my God. For a pending listing, you got 4 weeks of, you can either use this one. Remember a little earlier, I shared that with you. That's on the back of the postcard. You can put that on the sign, on the yard sign. So once that listing goes pending, I would put I know we're not doing the pending call, but I would make sure. So if your listing is not pending or not sold, get one of these from your association as quickly as possible, put it on the top of the yard sign, on top of the arm, and then get one of these. You can order it right from here, get that delivered to you, and get that on your yard sign. So awesome. Now, remember I said we've got some TikTok, oh my gosh, TikTok, Instagram. If you go back to the overview and click on the guide, we're going to be adding it into the system here at some point. But for now, it's on this page. Just scroll down a little bit. You won't miss it. Boom. Click here to see examples. And there's a little how-to video if you don't know how to do this. How-to on Instagram, how-to on TikTok. Right? You see the screenshots right here. But we are including, check this out. This is so awesome. So now keep in mind, they're on the phone. So you're going to be seeing the landscape version, when on the phone, obviously, they're going to be seeing the mobile responsive version. So I'm going to just show you. We'll talk through a few of these. And some of these might be pending, but they work the same for just sold. So here, I got a picture of my listing. And this is in addition to all of the videos that you want to do. You might do the short form video script and do a video. You might do another video, right? Do all the videos you want. You cannot have too much content. You just cannot have too much content. And these are just more content ideas that are just ridiculously easy to do once you know how to do it. You could do it during the commercial break if anybody watches commercials anymore, or you can sit there while your coffee is microwaving in the oven because you let it get cold and now you're warming it up, right? You could do it while you're in line at a store waiting for the cashier. There's lots of moments you have in your day where you can knock these out. So I've got a poll, this Folsom home, and it could have said just sold in 34 days, right? This Folsom home went pending, however you want that to read. So remember, I got the video showing you how to do this. And then I got a poll. I want to sell my home faster than this. I want the most money for my home, or both. So anyone that's looking at your Instagram stories or TikTok, they can select one of those options and it gets better. So it gets a lot better. So this is another one, just sold in Folsom. And I've got here, thinking about selling your home and want to download Secrets to Selling Your Home Fast guide. And then the poll response is, yes, I want to sell quickly. I'm curious about selling strategies, or I'm looking to buy. Any info for me? And just as people are voting, you're going to get notified and then you can follow up with them. Here's another one, just sold in Folsom. Thinking about selling your home? Get your home. It says just sold. And then check that out. Our 100-point home marketing plan wins again. So I showed you how to edit these images. Those images for your Facebook ads, that's what this is right here. This is just a Facebook ad image. You can download them right from Listings to Leads and use them right here. But check it out, it gets better. Get your current home value estimate for free now. Right on Instagram, I tap, visit link, and right on my phone, I open up the landing page. That's a free way to generate some great seller leads. Here's another one. All right, another home just sold in Granite Bay. Get the 100-point plan now, or it could say get the 100-point marketing plan now, or however you want that to read. I just wanted it to be a little bit shorter. And then I've also got a poll in addition. My home would sell for more than this. Yes, 100%. Yep, with a few small repairs, maybe not. But again, tap on Instagram, tap to visit the link, and right here. get the 100-point home marketing plan. They can also get a home value. They can get information on buying. So that's a fun, and that's, so again, I got all the training and I got all the great ideas, all right? Pending in Rockland, just sold in Rockland, click for the photos. Here, we're just clicking to the property website and we're offering the ultimate guide to selling your home, right? Just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Click again, home value estimate, free guide to home seller negotiation secrets. And so you use different images or different little video clips. One of the really cool things about these short form videos is you don't have to overcomplicate it. You could literally do like a 5 to 6 second video walking through the home. And I don't mean like some produced crazy one. Do a 4 to 5 second video clip of the kitchen where you're just going like this. And then that can be the TikTok, that can be the Instagram that you overlay the landing page link and the poll with. All right. It could be the image of the front of the house, an image of the living room, an image of the back of the house. You don't need to overthink. This is not like a Hollywood production. You don't need to overcomplicate it. All you need is 4 to 6 second video clip of the property and or an image. And you can do multiple clips, multiple images. So you got a nice little collection of content that you can then add the landing page link, add the property website link, add the PDF guide link, and better engage your people with easy, free content. All right. So Tina, let me just show you real quickly. Is your open house set? And if anybody has any questions on the just sold, let me know. But Tina, do you have your open house set in Listings to Leads? If you don't, let me know. But so right here under market listing, I got my open house and nearby homeowner letter right there. All right. I can download it, JPEG, PDF. You're going to print it at home. PDF is a better version. But here's the letter, right? So I'll let you know we're having an open house at 15 Ambient Way from Sunday 1 to 4. So it'll auto populate. So yeah, Saturday, whatever, right? QR code this. Now, Tina, what I would also do is I would do this. If you're going to go door knocking, I would do one of two things. There's the easy way of doing it, which would be click listing presentation and listing presentation print and click for download right here, download. And you can either download PDF or JPEG. I'm just going to download JPEG and give it a second here. And what I'm going to recommend is keep it, but print up only the first page. So I'm going to open this up. So print up the first page, right? So print up the first page and then take that with you and then let people know. So you got the letter, right? So you may want to take a folder. I don't have a folder on this. So let's say this is a folder. So you got your folder, you got the nearby homeowner letter in here. You've got this in here as well. And you're door knocking. And if you meet somebody, right? Hi, this is Tina. We're having an open house around the corner tomorrow from 1 to 4. I want to make sure you're invited. So they want to make sure that you know about it in case you'd like to stop by. Would love to have you there. It's a really nice property and hold it open so they can see this. And if you talk to them a little bit, right, you're going to get a feel for what's going on with them. And just, you could just show them, yeah, we got a 100+ point home marketing plan. We hope to get this home sold as fast as possible for top dollar in the current market. Oh, would you like a copy? Here, let me get your phone number and I can actually send you right now. And then Tina, grab the flip book version, right? Grab the flip book version and put this on your phone, text it to yourself or whatever you want to do. And just say, hey, you know what? I'll send you the flip book version right now. And you can even maybe show them this right on your phone. And you swipe on your phone back and forth and just say, yeah, I'll send this to you right now. And that way you've got a copy of it so that when you actually start thinking about selling, you'll at least have this and you'll have all my information in it. And you can see here, just because a property goes pending, we don't stop marketing the property. We market until our listings actually close escrow. It really sets us apart. And if you want to check out my reviews, you can scan the QR code right there. Just go to that domain. And I've got a free few guides here for you that you can get. What's your phone number? And I'll text it to you right now. And that way you'll have access to all of this. You see how that makes sense right there? It's easy. You're providing a lot of value. You're getting a phone number. You got their name. And you're giving them something that's super, super powerful. Now, I'm going to show you guys one more thing for those of you that are a little bit more advanced is, let's say you used listings to leads in the listing presentation. All right. So notice I've got a listing right here, listing presentation, 1200 Riley Street. So let's say I used, I'm going to click on this because this is a little bit different. So I got the PDF I can print, but here's the flip book. So Tina, let's say it's your listing. I don't know if it is, it doesn't matter. Just follow along here. Let's just say you did the listing presentation and now you actually signed the listing. So in listings to leads, don't delete this. Just change the status to just listed or coming soon or active. And then later when you add the open house, you're going to have the flip book for that property. So now when I'm door knocking, I've actually got that home right where I'm showing them. So they can actually see the home where I've got the open house. And if you want to do a little trick workaround, just add that to your account, add that listing to your account as status listing presentation. It'll be a double entry, but it'll be status listing presentation. We don't do any marketing. We don't do any emails, no videos. It just sits there. But what you'll have is you'll have access to this version, right? Listing presentation. You'll have access to this version. And that might be even a little bit more powerful because now that neighbor is going to see the home where you got the listing open house at. And they're going to be like, oh, damn. Wow. Yeah, that's whatever the address is, right? That's 849 Manzanilla Boulevard or Manzanilla Lane. And I live on Gold Lane, just one street over. It's more powerful when they can see a home. It's the most powerful when they see their home, obviously. But if, we're door knocking, how are we going to do that? The next most powerful thing is to show the home where we're doing the open house. So Tina, does that make sense? And Tina, you've been on a few of our calls. I think you might understand that a little bit more than others. So Tina, if you wanted to execute on that, a little bit of an advanced strategy, but if you've already got the images and everything for the open house, and if you got 5 minutes, let's just say 6 or 7 minutes, come in here, add listing manual, listing presentation. Don't even worry about the seller. I would. If it's your listing, if it's not your listing, don't worry about it. If it's not your listing, leave that blank. If it is your listing, add the seller name, email, and phone, because it'll put the seller's name on the cover. All right, like we saw, and that's even more powerful. Just add the information, click save and add photos. You don't need to add all 36 photos. Just add one photo is all you need. All you need is one photo. Just add one photo, make it quick and easy, and then save it. And then it's going to generate that flip book for you. Then it's going to generate that flip book. And now when I'm door knocking, maybe I've got a tablet with me. That's a lot to carry, but at least I know I'm going to have my phone. And then so click on this, right? Grab the flip book. Now it's of a home in that neighborhood. Again, grab that link, email it to yourself, text it to yourself, bring it up on your phone so that when you're door knocking, you got really quick access to it. You don't want to be fumbling around in front of somebody, because then they're just going to be like, you don't want to have that go on. You want to just say, oh, let me show you. Here's the marketing plan that we do for all the homes that we list. Would you like a copy of it? And if they say, oh yeah, I'd love a copy. Great. What's your phone number? I'll send it to you right now. And I'll just make sure that you've got it. And that way you've got it on your phone and you're absolutely going to love it. So yeah, Tina, awesome. Perfect. All right, everybody, listen, have a great weekend. If you got an open house, do phenomenal with it. If you go to the mastermind group and search open house, you're going to find a lot of great posts. So in our Listings to Leads mastermind group, and if I go open house, you'll see a lot of great examples and feedback and ideas to do at your open house. In fact, John, I'm doing open house and looking for 100 point YouTube. Yeah, that's a great video. All right, everybody, go have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you, Tina. All right. Thank you, everybody else, for joining us.